Hello, I've had several requests to do a tutorial on how to juggle 6 balls. Now, honestly, by the time you're ready to start learning how to juggle 6 balls, you're not going to need a tutorial to tell you how to do it. However, there are still some things that I could share with you that you might not think about on your own when you decide to start working on 6 balls. First of all, 6 is harder than 5, 5 is harder than 4, so you should really always but be comfortable with the previous number before going to the next number. So with 5-ball cascade, I'd say you should be able to get 100 or a couple hundred catches without too much trouble before really trying to do 6 balls. Now obviously if you're going to learn a fountain pattern with 6, you'll be doing 3 in this hand, 3 in this hand, so that's a good starting point. Learn 3 in one hand. So start with a flash, 3 throws, 3 catches, build onto that. Once you can do it for a little while without too much trouble, maybe 10, 20 catches, you decide. It's probably not the best use of practice time to keep working on 3 in one hand. Like just always work on 3 in one hand here and then always work on 3 in one hand here. Once you can basically get the 3 in one hand going with either hand, just start working on 6-ball flashes. You're going to want to work on the 6-ball flash a lot because starting and stopping is just as important as actually running the pattern. Now, depending on your own personal goals with juggling, whether you're training to be the best juggler in the world, or if you just want to throw some balls around and have fun and you really don't care how good you get or how clean your patterns are, there's really no way I can tell you any kind of proper or recommended practice techniques because it really depends on what you want to do with your juggling. But for the most part, once you're comfortable with the 6-ball flash, you would add a couple catches, do 8 catches, do runs of 10 catches, do runs of 12 catches, and just keep building it up. I think it's better to practice short and controlled runs, so if your pattern starts getting away from you, just stop and catch all the balls. If you would rather just try to see how long you can keep it going and don't even care if you're running all around the room, which is actually what I did when I learned how to juggle 6 balls. And I had fun doing it, so if you want to do that, go for it. Now, a lot of times people think the synchronous fountain is easier when they first start trying 6 balls. I think the reason for this is because when you're first flashing 6 balls, it seems easier synchronous because you can really get your whole body in it to get all those balls out of your hands. However, I think the asynchronous fountain is the easiest 6-ball, non-multiplex 6-ball pattern. There's also the wimpy pattern. Some people consider this to be the easiest, which is actually why I think why they call it the wimpy pattern. That's the sync or semi-sync crossing pattern. Just make sure that one hand is always throwing slightly higher to avoid collisions. It's possible that the 3-ball snake might be a good thing to practice, working your way up to the wimpy pattern or any type of 6-ball juggling for that matter. Now there's a few 4-ball exercises that you should really practice a lot before really trying to work on 6 balls. Juggle 4-ball fountain and throw as high as you would in a 6-ball pattern. This gets you adjusted to the height that you will be throwing in a 6-ball pattern. And of course, try this synchronously as well. Another important thing is to play with the hold time, or as we like to call it, the secret extra time. So juggle 4 balls high with as much hold time as possible, and then juggle 4 balls with as little hold time as possible, so that you're trying to throw the balls out of your hands as soon as they get there. This will help you adjust to the speed of 6-ball juggling. And of course, practice that asynchronously. Very short secret extra time on each throw. Another thing you can practice is 4-ball high flashes. The siteswap would be 6, 6, 6, 6, 0, 0. Throw all 4 up. You can clap your hands if you want, just to make sure you have time for that 5th and 6th ball. And try starting that from your right hand. So right, left, and of course try starting it from your left hand, left, right. And try running it continuously from either side as well. Some people seem to think that the 6-ball half shower might potentially be easier than some of the other patterns. I actually have a hard time with 6-ball half shower. I've run it for well over 100 catches a few times, but it's kind of difficult. So I'm not really going to talk about that. If you really want to learn that, you're on your own. It's a half shower pattern with 6 balls. You should be able to figure it out from there. If you want to be able to juggle 6 balls without learning these patterns, depending on your multiplexing skills, it might be easier for you to juggle 6 balls in a variety of multiplex patterns, just so you can impress your friends and say, hey, look, I can juggle 6 balls. You can juggle the cascade, multiplex cascade, I guess, with 6 balls. You can try the multiplex fountain. If you're really good at the 5-ball 1-up, 4-up, this one might be right up your alley. Like I said in the beginning, by the time you're really ready to learn how to juggle 6 balls, you're probably not going to need this video. However, I hope this video can be useful to people that might not even be able to juggle 5 balls yet, but eventually want to juggle 5 and 6 balls and can start practicing this stuff with 4 balls and 5 balls to eventually work their way up to 6-ball juggling. I also have a 5-ball tutorial if you're curious about tips and pointers for 5-ball juggling. I'll put a link in the description box. And until next time, happy juggling.